Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Fireside Chat. Oh, you got a. Oh, no, it's not here. We don't have a fire.
Oh,
As they call her at school, Miss
Miss
Lilly,
Lilly.
and as they used to call me in Costa Rica, DahVeed. And we're
Don
just
David.
having our wind down at the end of Miss Lily's day.
yeah.
All right, so what happened today?
So what happened today, since I've been meeting enough students, I tell them I'm there to help them when they have a problem, right? And that's why they should listen to me to do things. And this one little boy who was fairly quiet was trying to open his plastic thing, Tupperware, and it's very difficult, and his lunch spilled all over the table and his pants and everything.
Oh,
And he was crying. Okay, and he was so upset that he didn't get up because then he's gonna spill more rice and food on the floor. So, like I tell him I'm there for the. I'm gonna get Miss Lilly. She said she fixes the problems. 2 or 3 kids come running to me and tell me he's crying that he spilled his lunch. I go, okay, thank you. Go back to your seat. Go back to your seat. And I told him what happened, and he showed me, and I tried it, and it's very difficult to open it. So I go, don't worry about it, and the floor got such a mess. I go, don't worry about it, we're gonna get you lunch. And I called for one of my colleagues to make sure that he was able to go through the line and get his lunch and come back, and that gave us enough time to clean the area, you know. So when he came back, he was still kind of upset, and I said, why are you upset? He goes, I dirtied the floor.
but she's hanging out with some class act kids.
So he got his lunch,
Good.
you know, and he calmed down. Okay. Then these other 2 boys, they compete for my attention because they want to snitch on each other.
Oh,
Okay. So one boy is very expressive and loudly so sometimes, and the other one's just waiting for the opportunity to tell on him. Okay. But the second one, he's taller, he's bigger, he's more mature, and he's rarely scolded for inappropriate behavior, but he likes to tell on the other guy. Okay, so I walk around, make sure they're sitting right, and all of a sudden the 2 of them are running at me. Oh, so-and-so did this, so-and-so. I go, wait, take me back to your seat. First of all, do you have permission to get out your seat? So that's 1 point less for both of you. I go back. He said a nasty word, and then this one says, yeah, that. I go, okay. So you gotta make a decision here, all right? If you're gonna be telling on each other, that means you don't get along with each other. That means you're not keeping things calm with your classmate. So I had to punish the 2 of you. You for telling on him, and you for supposedly for what you did. So either no punishment, or I punished the both of you. Okay, we never did it. We never did it. Okay, okay. So we got that. One of the kids that's being invited for the event, he's one of the honorees. His father happened to be around there today, and I went to him, and the little boy wasn't feeling good, his son. And then he got really upset, was getting upset because they couldn't find me, you know. And it's hard to find me, I'm all over. So I had, and he was happy, the little boy, that he saw me. He's around 9 years old. And he was upset because he's sick, and he doesn't know how long he's going to be sick for, and he doesn't want to miss the event. The event is a week from tomorrow. Okay, but they're sending him home because he is sick in his tummy, you know. And I was talking to Daddy, and I said, yeah, he eats lunch. You know, I don't know what's the matter. I'm not a nurse. I can get the nurse. I called the nurse. He doesn't have fever, but his tummy is upset. So I told Daddy, does he go through this usually? No. I go, okay, please assure him that he's going to be fine in a few days, and the event isn't until a week from tomorrow. He goes, a week from tomorrow?
oh, Daddy didn't know.
How come I don't know this?
Too funny.
Okay?
Too funny.
And so the little boy comes, he goes, Daddy, because you didn't do my lunch today, it's in the lunch pail. So the invite for Daddy is in the lunch pail. But since Daddy hasn't been the one doing lunch lately, he didn't get it.
That's
Okay.
funny.
And we had to reassure him that he's not gonna miss out because his tummy's upset, you know. And then I go, okay, you go over there, and I told Daddy about why he's being honored and stuff. He goes, I wanna go. I wanna go. I go, I'm glad you wanna go. Yes, I want you to come too.
Lilly, folks, Lilly is putting together a leadership honors program, and some of these kids are priceless. So
Yeah. So I'm glad that I caught Daddy, and Daddy knows now that the invite is in the lunch thing. And it seems that this was Mommy's turn to make lunch, and she didn't pay attention to it. So, yeah, and then the little boy was not feeling so well, so he didn't necessarily remind them about it, you know. So that was that. And then there's the little girl. She should grow up and be a gigantic nurse, as famous. She's the one that brings the kids that are either sick or injured to the nurse's station, and she's the daughter to somebody else, right? So today I saw her and I go, I want you to know I really appreciate how compassionate you are by bringing the kids that are sick or injured, you know. And she looks at me, she goes, are you okay, Miss Lilly? I go, yes, I'm okay. He goes, because when I brought the last girl to you, her mouth was all messed up with blood, your face turned red, and I thought you was gonna faint. Little does she know I was gonna faint.
and she picked up on
And
it.
she picked up on it, and I really was. Now she wasn't gonna faint, and she saw the same thing I did. But what I saw was gonna make me faint. So I go, oh yeah, I'm much better. I don't like seeing you guys get injured. And she goes, it's okay with me. And I'm thinking, I'm about to faint, true, and she's fine, you know. Okay, and I didn't say anything. She walks away, and she turns around, and she comes back. She goes, you could tell me if it's not okay.
Little Miss Lilly.
You could tell me if you're not okay.
I'm just kidding.
You know? So, luckily, I saw her mom later on, you know, on the campus, and I made it a point to go to her mom to say, look, she's been doing this, and this is what happened. And she started laughing, and she goes, I never know these things.
Cool.
Because the children are not going to share that with their parents. So it takes somebody who's observing that. I go, she goes, thank you for telling me.
Cool.
I go, I say the good and I say the bad, you know? And she goes, nobody's ever told me anything like that about her child.
Cool.
You know, so I make it my business when the kids, now she's not being honored in this round, but in the next round, I'm gonna make sure her name goes in, you know. It's a little bit late, and I need more time to observe her like I've been observing the other kids.
Sure.
So, that, you know, that worked out. But her mom says, I said, how she asked me if I was gonna faint. And I told Mom, oh, I came so close. And she saw it, you know, and then she asked me if I'm okay now, you know.
That's great.
Yeah.
You look like you're gonna faint.
Yeah, I did. I cannot stand the sight of blood. Then I went to the scheduling, you know, how they have testing and stuff to check on this teacher, who is, her assistants are not always somebody who are fluent in English, you know, and she had to be in the room when I was taking charge of the room, but then that's two people, she could have been somewhere else. So they couldn't put an assistant to this teacher who's gonna do testing. So I check in with the assistant principal, I go, okay, I know things happen overnight, I'm just coming to check. But I had already checked with the teacher, and they didn't tell the teacher who her assistant was gonna be. So she was hoping it would be me, but she didn't know who it was gonna be. So I told her, I said, I'll check with the office to see if it's me or not. She goes, oh no, don't bother them. I don't want them to think that I'm being impatient, whoever they're gonna. I said, no, I'll tell them that I'm checking for me because it happened yesterday. I wanna make sure it's okay. She goes, you're the best. So I checked, and it wasn't me who was assigned to her room to help her, you know. So I come back to her, I go, you know those math sheets you gave me? We finished them 4 pages, front and back, 20 minutes, half an hour ahead of time. So they were on it, and they were getting checks, and this 36 checks is perfect, and this, that. She goes, yeah, and then we played the game. She goes, they love that game. They love that game. Now they want me to give them the map. So next time it comes up that they have more answers, or if they could have a map in front of them
Right.
to do it,
Cool.
so they can contribute more, you know. And then when I told her that it wasn't me who was assigned to her room, that I checked, that her help is supposed to come later, she said, yeah, I know later. She's gonna come 15 minutes late. And it messes up her schedule. I said, but you know, I can't touch that. You know, but if you ever need me, you can request me, but not for today. You know, but if you need like a break from the class or a longer lunch, you can call me. I said, because you got a very unique class. She goes, they love you. They love you. You play a game with them, even the one that doesn't sit down. She said that. Miss Lilly said, put your butt on the seat. And they animated me how I talked to them, you know. And then the teacher said, and did you? She goes, I had to. And this is the one that her being is like a little fairy princess, you know. She's that one.
Yeah.
She's gonna put the butt on the seat, yeah. So it felt good that the teacher felt I could handle her class and that I could be supportive, and she appreciated it, you know. And then we had a little discussion about who her assistant was supposed to be. Boom, I laid it out, and there's mutual. And then she says, "You're from New York, aren't you?"
How could she guess?
I said, "Yes, yes, I am." And she goes, she identified where she was from. I go, one New Yorker to another. She goes, I knew that you were this and this just from watching you, you know? So I said, oh, well, I hope that's good. She goes, oh yeah, they got to get used to us.
I love it.
Then there was two little boys in the same class, and I tell them not to be playing rough with each other. Well, one boy smacked the other boy in the back of the head while he was drinking, so everything went all over the table. So he got mad because his stuff went all over the table and other people's lunch and a mess, and he punched him on his throat. Well, that wasn't so bad, except he knocked the windpipe and the boy had trouble breathing.
Right, yeah.
And of course, right away, one of the snitches come running, Missy, he can't breathe, he can't breathe. So right away I go over there and see what happened, and he's holding his throat. So I go, slowly, slow breath. And I got him to calm down and, you know, and everything. And then the one that was snitching, I go, okay, what happened? She said, this is, I go, okay, that's enough. And I asked them what happened, and this one says that he didn't hit him. But everybody says that he's the one who initiated by hitting him, and that's why he whacked him so much. So I said, okay, both of you laid your hands on each other, right? That's the way you're gonna, I thought you guys were friends. That's the way it's gonna be? I gotta get some assistance, you're gonna be punched now. And the one that got hit, no, but I hit him lighter than he hit me. I go, oh, now we're gonna measure how much damage there is, not the fact that you're not supposed to put your hands on each other, and you're the first one who hit him. See how messy the table is? I should make you clean it up. No, but that's his. He didn't want to take responsibility that he caused that to happen. So I called my colleague and I thought, I'm gonna take these two by the ear, but the one that got hit on the throat was still having trouble, you know, grasping his breath. And so I called my colleague and I said, take him before I put their heads together like the Three Stooges, okay? So he punished them both. The one that had trouble was way in the corner over there crying because he's in trouble, but he was the first one to hit. The other one that spilled everything, he calls me over there, I go, why? He goes, I know I'm punished, but now I don't have to clean the table.
Smart little dude.
Because it's over there. And I try not to laugh in front of them, you know, but you can't help it sometimes. It's like,
From the mouth of babes.
yes, you know. So we were trying to roll up the appreciation certificates, and we found out I thought I had 20, but we found out that they're not all the same, and the other ones make reference to academia, and that's not what is appropriate. The one I wanted, I only had 6, and I got 21 kids, candidates. And this rigmarole about making copies or making copies, beep, 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 beep. I told my nurse friend, forget about it. It's a waste of time. This is the 3rd time we go there for help. So then it was identified to us that only certain people have color in their printer. Okay, so not even the big copy that's available to everybody has color. But they wouldn't make the copies for her, you know, which the guidance I got is have the office staff help you, but the office staff said only 3 people have it. I go, okay, I don't care how many have it, can you make me the copies? Because it's not their copier. Okay, so I told my colleague who's helping me coordinate, forget about all of that. We're gonna get the copies and that's it. And so I'm gonna go to someplace printed for colorful printer and pay for it and get the copies. The runaround just, I find it so non-supportive for an event. Okay, it's not like I'm asking them for their firstborn. This is an event, you know it's for the event, why can't you help for this instead of, so I told
20 pages of color
20
print. Ooh,
pages, okay, 20 pages, I'm even willing to pay for it, but it's like, first, the rigmarole, 4 or 5 people, that didn't help me any. And then the second tells me, ask so-and-so to help you, so-and-so says, I don't have access to what you need. Then she goes back and I say, only this person has it, but we're not asking who has it, we're asking to make us the copies. So I told her, don't sweat it, I don't have patience with that, I'm gonna have the copies. So we were looking at the place that we have to, we're gonna have the event to see how we're gonna put the lights. We don't want the lights in the way of the kids because they jump up and they grab it. So we don't want, so we're gonna put it on the side and we need a long one to go. And there was turquoise color tutu, that type of material in my office in this inventory room. So I thought, oh, that would look nice if we put it over the lights.
Oh yeah, make it softer.
And make it softer. It's all gone.
Of course, the minute you want it.
Now when I want it, then it's gone. You know, and that would have been perfect. But I told her I still have material that Linda gave me, and I want to see if any of those materials would be appropriate. If not, take a curtain, even take one of these curtains and drape it over. Good to go. And that's it, you know. And she goes, but you're assuming that, I go, it's my circus, it's my monkey, I'm tired of asking people for help, I'm tired of the runaround. I mean, it's like you're asking for your firstborn, that's not supportive when you tell me who has it, that still doesn't make the copies. I will take care of it. And the end of story, that's it. Do I have this much time to run around to do all of this? It's a waste of time and it's not supportive. Don't worry about it, you know. So she was a little annoyed that I'm taking it on, but I'd rather take it on than have to deal with the stress of all of this and that and that, you know. I was surprised to hear the teacher's observation of who she feels comfortable with to surrender her class to.
Oh, okay.
Because she said she had to do testing, because she says that when she finishes the testing, if somebody's not appropriately supervising her class, then she has to come back and redo the lesson that she leaves ready for them. Not to mention it disturbs them what expectation. Right, it breaks up the momentum, and unfortunately it takes it to a negative level. Whereas with me, I tell her, oh, they taught me how to do this. She goes, oh, they taught you. I go, yes. So when I have to go to the bathroom, I have to do like this so they all know I'm going to the bathroom. And then one of them said, that bathroom's not for you, Miss Lilly. That's only for us because it's a little bathroom. It's little bathroom, okay. But when I did that to them, they looked at each other, it's like, where's she going? Because she can't go to our bathroom, but they do that to prevent them from speaking out.
Right.
So they can raise their hand
Great
and do
idea.
that, and then they can go, the bathroom's in the room, you know. But they liked the game that I had, and now they feel like they wanna keep playing that game to, like, who's gonna win. So they asked her if she can, supply them with a map that has names of things, so we can keep playing that game, you know. Two boys that were in the room while I'm talking to her were looking at me, like trying to figure out, am I complaining about them or not, you know? Because one of them got the sweetest face, but I have to separate people away from him because he plays, you know, and he plays safely, but he's still playing, and he gotta eat. So I'm talking to her, and she's just giving me feedback, and I go, okay, I'm leaving, and they're looking at me, like, what did they talk about? Did they talk about us? And then I go, come on, I want to smile. I just told teacher how awesome you guys are. And they look at each other like, you know?
I love it.
And I was sincerely saying, despite all of the behavior, they're kind of restless, it is an awesome class. Very unique individuals in the class. She's kind of like 3 kids that I would be surprised if they're not diagnosed as genius. They know everything. You know, that's the one girl said, oh, this is baby stuff. And she raised her hand, she had all the answers, and then after a while she goes, oh, this is baby stuff.
I love it. By the way, on your color copies, go to your friend at the UPS store. He'll hook you up.
Yeah, I want to go over there. And I have a book that I want to give him too.
Yeah, they got it. Yeah. This is baby stuff. Coming from what, an 8-year-old?
Yeah. No, not even 8. I think they're 7.
Wow. Okay.
7, even younger. You know.
See.
Yeah. And I met I crossed paths with some of the dining room staff, because I wanted to know who's gonna be there, who's not. I said, I won't be there, I'll be there. So now they have to make sure that it's covered, they have enough coverage there, you know. But in essence, I wanna find out what they're gonna be, so that the children can give them
Oh, the gifts, that's right.
the holiday gifts, wherever they're gonna be, you know. And I don't wanna
She's
mess
being
up.
devious, folks. She's being
Always
devious.
scheming. And the one little girl, she reminds me of the little Frodo wife, you know? All hairy, her hair's all over the place, and she's so playful. She comes to me and she goes, did you find out that she's gonna be here? Because she is the one who initiated if I'm gonna have a gift for the cafeteria help that she identified.
Right.
That she doesn't know her name, but she wants her to have a gift. So I go, yeah, I got the gift. She goes, is she gonna be here? I said, you're not gonna give the gift to her on that day. You're gonna give the gift to her on Monday before, because on that day, you're gonna be with your parents and the rest of the students, and I don't want you running around, okay? So you're gonna give her the gift on Monday. How many days is Monday? Yeah. So I go, okay, there's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 more days on Monday. Before Christmas, right? I go, yes, before Christmas, on that Monday, you know. She goes, she's trying to figure out what the days are, how many days. And I already said 5, but if she doesn't see a calendar, she doesn't know how to conceptualize it. And she goes, is it a nice gift? I go, yes, a simple gift you're gonna give her. And you're gonna say thank you and happy holidays, okay? I have to say all of that?
The little talking in one word,
I
but
said,
how much to say.
You talk all the time, it's 3 words, okay? 4 words, thank you, happy holidays. Why are you being shy now? You're the most talkative one on your table. That's different. So I said to her,
Jesus.
I tell you what, we can't make it look like it was your idea, not mine. So I will be nearby and I will walk you, but it couldn't look Like, I can't be standing next to you because you're not baby. You're going to give it to her and you're going to say, thank you, happy holidays. And if you turn around, you'll see me, but I can't be standing next to you because you're a big girl now. If that was a big girl idea, you're going to be a big girl. Okay.
Stage fright.
We're not even going on the stage, you know?
You can't say all of that. Too funny.
I think they're getting used to me and understanding who I am. I always tell them I'm a counselor, I'm here to help you, whatever problems you have. You see somebody crying, you get hurt, you come to Miss Lilly right away. You know, and some of them that is starting to sink in when that boy was sitting there crying because he spilled his lunch. I feel sorry, some of the containers is really difficult for them to open.
Difficult for us.
Yeah, I bought my little scissors, but when he spilled it, I don't even know all of their names, but I said, you can't go without eating, you know, and I didn't know what the policy is because some kids are automatically registered, but some kids, if you bring lunch, I don't know if you're still entitled to lunch or not, but nonetheless, I wasn't gonna let him go with no lunch. And he was upset because he did make a big mess, you know, but the thing, so I got cooperation and he got a new meal, but even when he got a new meal, he felt bad that how badly he dirtied the whole big space. Then there's a little impish one, and this is the last one. He has almost like a mohawk haircut, and him and his brother look the same, and they're both same personality. They make you run for your money. So I'm always telling him, sit down, put your legs in front. Sit down, put your legs in front. The third time I come, that he went to turn around, he spilled the ground beef that they're having for lunch and something else all over his shirt and his pants because he can't sit still. And I'm walking, I go, you're gonna be looking like that all day long? You got your lunch, your shirt and your pants is eating your lunch. Not you, it's supposed to go inside your stomach, not outside the stomach. So I go, sit down, drink your milk. I'm going to make some arrangements for you. Now I have to get a staff because I shouldn't leave their short staff. But another person, after he drinks his milk, to take him to the office, they will give him cleaner clothes because some of that lunch was hot and on his little leg, you know. So I go, you know why that happened? That happened because you didn't listen to Miss Lilly. Miss Lilly told you, sit down, put your legs. He goes, but I have one leg. Like, in other words, he was sitting like this, so this is the one leg, but I tell him to put both legs, and it was because he was sitting like this that everything went like that. But see what happened? Then I had to call somebody, take him to the office. They put his clothes in a bag, and they give him clean clothes, new clothes, and they check. I told him to check to see if he got burn on his little thighs. They checked. He comes back, and he goes, I'm ready to eat. I go, no, it's over. You gotta get in line, it's lunchtime. We're having my lunch. I go, your clothes ate it. That's it. Can I have at least some grapes? I go, come over here. And I got him a little snack, you know. I said, see, what happens? You don't listen, Miss Lilly? Who got you the snack? Miss Lilly? You don't see this in the cafeteria, right? You gotta listen to me because we're not gonna do this all the time. I don't want you going without lunch. Sit down and eat that. What about my class? Never mind. Sit down, eat that. Stop asking so many questions. Eat your food. I'll take you to class. I think it startled him, the heat of the food when it went on his leg because he had short pants on.
Yeah.
You know, and he wasn't quite sure what to do about that. But it's because they're restless and they play, and I tell them to eat before they play, but they're kids. But I think that's the calmest that I have seen him in 4 months. That he was speechless. He didn't know what to expect or what to do because, what do I do now? I spill everything on me and everything. It's going to hang me by a tree. I said, I don't mean this way hang you, I mean like angel, hang you up there, like suspend you. He goes, oh, like Halloween?
Careful, he wants that.
Yeah, but I don't mean like I'm gonna hang him, you know, like they hang people. I just mean to put it in the palm trees. I go, and you can kick the coconuts down. He goes, that's real high, Miss Lilly. I go, how you gonna get me up there? So it was a playful day. One of the colleagues suggested that we should have something to do in the 15 minutes when they finish eating. They have 25 minutes. They eat in 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes, they're causing trouble. So she suggested that we should have something there. So I'm thinking about it.
Remember that show we used to watch, that pub quiz thing? Maybe something that the tables are competing against each other.
Well, this one boy called me over and he said, Miss Lilly, where's the cupcakes? I'm not the one who brings cupcakes. My colleague brings cupcakes, right? So I said, only the table and 2 tables connected, that everybody's sitting down. That's when you get cupcakes. And he goes, but we're sitting down. I go, yeah, you're sitting down now because I'm standing here. But when I walk away, people see you standing, different people standing up. So if all of you stay sitting down, starting the new year, it doesn't matter. Every single day, if you stay sitting down, you will get the cupcakes. He looks on the table, he goes, we're never going to get cupcakes. Because he knows
his crew.
That's true. They don't stay sitting, you know? So I said, see what happens? You make me work harder, no cupcakes, you know? But my colleague brings them cupcakes. And it's based on the fact how cooperative is the table. Is the table clean and the bottom and the top, and if they stay sitting down, he gives them cupcakes, you know?
That's cool.
So that's like a behavior incentive type of thing. But I was thinking of something also, bring them cards or something where they can play and compete one table with the other or something, because they got 15 minutes.
Remember I gave you those Pokemon cards?
Yes.
Find doubles. Right, a lot of them are doubled.
Mm-hmm.
And so you keep, the doubles, and you give each table a double. Right, and have some game about which card to pick.
Right.
Yeah, okay, who's got this card or some stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
I can do that for 4 tables, there's 2
Right.
sets. So I can do that for that, but we have 200 kids in tables. So we can start with that here and then see what over there.
Okay, today's this corner, tomorrow's that
corner.
Yeah, what coming
Yeah.
to you be good and I'll come to you next. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can do that. There's this one boy who has totally special talent. I told you he's the one that calms, puts his hand out.
Yeah.
He called me over today, and I go, what's the matter? He goes, this girl that he knows, I don't know if it's in his class or not, is 3 seats over. And she wants to give her lunch to him. Okay, but they can't do that.
Right.
They have to eat their own lunch. He brings his lunch and she eats in the cafeteria, but that makes it even more complicated. She can't give up her lunch because they feel to avoid intimidation or stuff. You eat your own, this one eats the own, that, and nobody gets kind of bullied into eating. So he wanted to know if it was okay for her to give. I said, no, she can't. Where's your food? And his food is all there. I go, you have to eat your food. He goes, I know, but she wanted to give it to me. I said, I look at her, I go, no, honey, you can't give him. She hadn't touched her food. I go, no, you eat your food and he eats his food, okay? And you can't give him your food because we don't know the diet or somebody might get sick or something. And I go, thank you for asking me, but you can't give her your food and she can't give you her. You have to eat your food. And how come you're not eating your food? What's wrong with your food? I was waiting for her food. But I see, it doesn't matter that I agree or not, you can't do that.
Right, well that makes sense. That sounds like a good one.
Yeah, but then I have to go outside and make everybody sit down, right? So it struck me kind of humorous how, as I'm walking, people are sitting down, like the way in the football team.
As soon
Yeah.
as you leave, they
And
come
yeah,
back
no,
up.
I'm walking. They know before I get there, they better be sitting down. This is outside, not in the
Right.
cafeteria. So as I'm walking, so I started to slow down, give them chance, and they nudge each other. They have to sit down because when they sit down, it's safer than them standing up and running around and hitting each other. They form like little circle of people and they play, but it's safer. And because I didn't have a staff there, I still have the ones sitting on the bench over there. So I'm walking there, and I see they're sitting down. I got to the end. I walk back, they all still sitting there. By the time I get over there, those are running around over there, you know. But they know when Miss Lilly comes up, they better be sitting down, you know. Yeah. So it's never
You
boring.
see, folks, that's why I'm sitting down. With my both legs in. Drinking my own coffee.
I checked with the teacher that might have needed me for proctoring while she does testing, and we had a little pleasant exchange. Then I checked with the student that had the meltdown yesterday, and checked with the teacher, and checked with her, and I told the little girl, you have to talk to teacher the same way you talk to me. I go, why not? And she took my hand. I go, you're a big girl now. You're not a little baby, you're a big girl. Remember when you put your arms around your classmate that you said you're gonna be her friend? She goes, so that's a big girl decision. You're a big girl. So when something happens, you don't have to cry, get upset. Say, I'm so confused. Can you say that? So I'm so confused. The teacher felt satisfied, the feedback from her mom. She seemed settled, the little girl seemed settled. The home life is what's causing a lot of anxiety on her. She's the youngest from 3 or 4 combined families, things or whatever. She's the youngest of all of that. I don't know what happens around her, but I could see why she's anxiety prone, you know. But she doesn't lack compassion. The other one that was crying on the other day, she's the one who put an arm around her and say, I'll be your friend if you want to.
You can't teach that.
Right, right, you know.
It's wonderful.
So I checked on her and I checked on the teacher. And then we took the stuff for the event. And then we discovered we didn't have enough for them. But my vertigo twin is like a little bee around me and my co-worker or co-coordinator. And I said to her, you know, I told my husband, you're my vertical twin. She goes, yeah. I go, have you eaten? She goes, no. So I gave her half of my lunch, you know, because it was ordered for me. So I go, she goes, oh, thank you. I go, what do you want? What do you need? I don't want to miss the event. I go, that's more than a week away. I'll make sure to find you. Put it in your calendar. You have an organizer? I don't have. Put it in your phone. That way, she doesn't want to miss the opportunity to help us set up. But it's a week away, okay? And we shared it with her 3 weeks ago. That's going to happen. She's like the kids. How many more days? How many more days? You know? And I said, it's a Christmas event, so don't come in pink. Pink is for October. Okay. And don't come with that jersey that belongs to a football team or a basketball. Okay. It's a Christmas event. Put in your phone. Here's the date and the time. Put it. I go, what's the matter? She goes, I don't know how to put it in my phone. I go, well, don't feel bad. I don't know how to put it in the phone either, you know? So our third coworker put it on her phone on the date and the time, so she doesn't have to keep hoovering over us, or it might be too late to help or whatever. But that's very flattering that somebody wants to help you so much that they keep checking on you. They keep checking on you to make sure they don't miss out, you know. Yeah. I feel like like I'm part of what's going on.
Good. Good.
Yeah, and I'm seeing more and more kids are being comfortable with me, you know.
Friends, she's got what, 700 kids?
795.
800 kids that she's kind of in charge of in a way. Basically, they all have to go to the cafeteria, and she spends 2 hours in the cafeteria so she can put eyes on all the kids and see where the problems are.
Yes, yes. You know, today the only accident we had was the one that got punched in the throat. You know, and when he was crying, I go, "Oh, well, now you can breathe." He goes, "What?" I go, "If you have oxygen to cry, you're breathing." And you hit him first. Everybody told me that. I checked whatever. But I didn't hit him so hard. I go, "But you hit him first.
And you hit him to knock over his drink.
You knocked out his drink." He goes, "But," that he tapped him. I go, "But you caused him to lose something." But the boy got mad because everything got messed up. So he really whacked him.
I don't blame him.
I go, "That means you don't put your hands on anybody ever again." But I think he was so shocked that the boy punched him so hard. He was so mad. He didn't expect it.
Good. Maybe he learns a lesson. Maybe.
So don't put your hands on anybody. You understand that? You don't touch, playing or not playing. Put your hands on anybody. Making faces like that, like he's tearful. I didn't find out who the teachers is, but they separated them because it was the end of my shift and I had to leave. But later on, when he saw me around, I go, "What's the matter now?" "I didn't tell the teacher." I go, "Well, I didn't tell the teacher either." "You didn't?" I go, "No, I didn't." Maybe Mr. Strong did, but no. Okay. Because he started it.
Right.
Okay, and he's not even wanting to clean the mess that he made, but they snitch on each other. The whole class said he was the first one to hit him, you know. And I'm glad that they hit him hard enough to not to do that again.
Hope
Don't
so.
put your hands on somebody else.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know? So even though it's not as exciting as other days, it always opens my insight. And
Did you catch that, friends? This is a boring day.
yeah, it is pretty awesome. I can appreciate more who they are than what they do. You know, they do academics, they do sports, they do running, but some of them really have such profound characters and personalities that's not going to change. That's always going to be like that. Whether they be numerous or mischievous or Mr. Strongman. This boy looks kind of lanky, you know, but he is strong. And when I have to open the yogurt or twist the things off, if I can't, I go, he goes, "How many I got to do today?"
Very cool.
I said, "You're lucky I'm big enough to you." He goes, "Why?" I go, "That means I keep an eye on you. If I keep you busy, you stay out of trouble." "I don't make trouble." I go, "No, trouble makes you, right?" "Yes, you are. If I keep you busy, you won't be in trouble." Okay. He likes to flip the water bottle. Okay. Now, if it's plastic, I don't care, but it's still gonna splash water. But when it's metal, when he did one that was metal and it came down and all the metal piece, I go, "You're never gonna be flipping water bottles anymore. You tell your parents give you a rubber one, a plastic one. You gotta dry everything you did, and I hope nobody gets cut." So he didn't bring back a metal one. He brought back a plastic one. But it's almost like a cord. He likes to flip it high and then catch it. And it's okay, but I can put him in the grass area. But when he does it in front of the other kids, I'm concerned they're gonna get hit or something, right? But he's strong. He is like incredibly strong, even though you don't see it. So now I keep him busy. I call him Mr. Strong, which is the same name as my coworker. His
Right.
last name is Strong, and because if I don't, he likes to flip everything. The small little milk, the hot chocolate.
Strong flip.
Mrs.
I love it.
Yeah. So I decided to come home early and give my hubby a surprise. You know,
Oh, I didn't get my surprise yet.
and see how you're doing, and see the choices of surprise, which one you're gonna pick.
Ooh, I got choices. Ooh.
Yes.
Can we share it public or should I turn off the video?
Oh.
See, sometimes I gotta be careful.
No, I told my coworker, I'm going home early. I'm gonna surprise hubby. I hope he had a good day. And if he didn't, then we can both try it together. Yeah. That's it.
And on that point, I had a moderately good day. Went and saw the doctor, and I'm gonna live another year or two. All right, sweetie. We done?
Done.
Bye, everybody. Say goodbye, Lily. One of these days, we'll get the remote to work. Bye, everybody.